For the first time in history, the Doomsday Clock is just seconds from midnight. Here's why that should scare everyone. After World War II, scientists saw the destruction caused by atomic bombs. They realized humanity had created weapons powerful enough to end civilization. In 1947, they created the Doomsday Clock to warn the world. Midnight represents global catastrophe. The closer the clock gets to midnight, the greater the danger to humanity. The clock doesn't predict the future. It warns us about it. How the clock has changed over time. 1947, the beginning. The clock starts running. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists changes its format from a newsletter to a magazine. Its first cover features a clock, both conceptualized and designed by artist Martel Langsdorff. At the time, Langsdorff designed it because it seemed the right time on the page, it suited my eye. This purely aesthetic design later becomes known as the Doomsday Clock, one of the most recognizable and lasting icons in popular culture to convey the urgency of nuclear danger. For decades to come, the clock's hands move based upon whether events push humanity closer to or further from nuclear apocalypse. The clock later includes dangers posed by climate change and other existential threats. In 1947, the clock was first set at 7 minutes to midnight. The main threat was nuclear weapons after World War II. 1953 Cold War fear. When the United States and the Soviet Union tested hydrogen bombs, the clock moved to 2 minutes to midnight. The world feared nuclear war. 1991 A moment of hope. After the Cold War ended, the clock moved back to 17 minutes to midnight. This was the safest moment in history. 2018 Rising global threats. As nuclear tensions returned and climate change worsened, the clock moved back to 2 minutes to midnight. In 2020, seconds, not minutes. For the first time ever, scientists measured the clock in seconds. It was set to 100 seconds to midnight because of nuclear risks, climate crisis, and misinformation. In 2023 global instability. The clock moved to 90 seconds to midnight due to war, nuclear threats, climate disasters, and rapid advances in artificial intelligence. On January 27, 2026, the Doomsday Clock was set at 85 seconds to midnight, the closest the clock has ever been to midnight in its history. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists Science and Security Board, SASB, which sets the clock, called for urgent action to limit nuclear arsenals, create international guidelines on the use of AI, and form multilateral agreements to address global biological threats. What happens if it hits midnight? If the Doomsday Clock ever reaches midnight, it doesn't mean the world will instantly end. Midnight symbolizes a global disaster that could change the world forever. The Doomsday Clock is not just a symbol. It's a warning to humanity. Every second closer to midnight is a reminder that the future of our world is in our hands. The question is not whether we have time, but whether we will use it.
Well, everybody, it's 85 seconds till that clock hit midnight. I'm super scared because nobody is talking about this. Why nobody's talking about this? This is so crazy because the person that created that Manhattan Project is the same person that created this clock. I don't understand what's the obsession with war. Why can the war be in peace? Why can everybody love each other? Why we gotta kill each other? Right? Also, we're not taking care of our Earth. I wonder why the NASA want to go to space so bad. Because all the things that's going on. Like, think about it. They want to go to space so bad, but they haven't explored the ocean. I feel like the space is in the ocean. You know, like throwing all these bombs is causing all this global warming. It's super scary. And I want to live a long life with a healthy earth. But I guess it's not going to happen because all these countries fighting, thinking about blowing everybody up. Iran talking about he got nukes. Also, the contract that Russia and the United States signed to end all nuclear weapons, let me tell you, honey, in February 3rd, that's going to expire. And the president from Russia, he said he ain't signing nothing no more. He not dealing with the United States. And I understand because what kind of president we have? Crazy, right? I'm just in shock that nobody is talking about this. Nobody's afraid that we have only 85 seconds to midnight. 85 seconds. Yes. Also, in New York City, in 14th Street, there's a big clock there. 2 years ago, I was sitting down there with my cousin looking at the clock. We was like, why the hell is a clock and it's counting the time that we got in Earth? So we sat there and was talking. We was like, that's very interesting. So we decided to Google it. What it says that was a project to warn the public that we only had 5 years. But right now, it's only 3 years left. I literally just walked through there just to show you this video. So let's watch so you could see. It's only 3 years left for global warming. What? Let's watch. So you see me walking to the clock right now. It's super cold and I think the camera was a little dirty, but as you can see, it's only 3 years left. And they warn you that there's a whole thing right there letting you know, hey, it's things that we could do. It's a solution. It's things that we could do to fix this. But guess what? Everybody passed by the clock every day without paying attention. People's like, oh, that's an experiment. No, it's not. It's not. It's letting you know the time that we have to fix it. We only had 3 years to fix the global warming. After that, we don't have no more time. Okay? So, I just want to let you guys know that this is serious and nobody's talking about this. Yeah. We got to take care of our earth a little bit more. A lot of people might say this Doomsday Clock is BS, but to me, it's something crazy because I spent hours reading about this thing from the Thailand to the last one since it started. So it's just driving me insane that nobody is talking about this. Nobody cares. Like, this is our earth. This is where we live. We cannot survive in space. That's why I always wonder why NASA train underwater. If it's space, you're supposed to train in a place that is like a vacuum, right? But no, they train underwater. And I always wonder that, like, really? So I'm pretty sure the space is underwater. I love space. I love physics. I study physics. So I love NASA. I love science. I love everything that got to do with space. And I read too much. So that's why I'm going crazy. Because all the information that I have in my brain. And I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of what's going on and what the Doomsday Clock is and what's the timeline. But I only created a short timeline because if I start talking about this, we will take 2 days in this video. You know? It's so crazy that they only put it on the news the day that they changed the clock. And after that, nobody talk about it. It's not in social media. It's not on YouTube. It's not nowhere. It's only the video of the Doomsday Clock people that dropped the video. And I was like, what? Why nobody's talking about this? Yeah. That's about it. I'm going insane because we have to take care of our Earth. And in February 10, NASA is going to the moon. But they not stopping. They say they not stopping. Nobody getting off no spaceship. I don't know what to believe anymore. Well, we're at the end of the video. If you made it to the end of the video, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.